Hello everyone, welcome to Arteagan Daily Bread, your spiritual board meeting for Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled Natalee. I guess I officially hereby call this meeting to order. Feel free to stay for all of the Arteagan, astrology, tarot, and psychic reports, or feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. These videos are a composite of all those wonderful spiritual things, so go ahead to whatever you are more guided to, or just hang out for the whole session and tune me out when it's when you're having your own little epiphanies and revelations. Okay, loves, into the minutes recap. So I'm going to share this. It's part of my psychic download that I got for you guys today. She channeled March 21st, and I thought, that's a pretty specific thing to say. That's a pretty specific date. So I looked at the calendar of this year to March 21st to see what was going on. And March 21st is when Saturn entered Aquarius. And Saturn is retrograding at, Saturn's already retrograde in 1 degree Aquarius. Saturn went retrograde Monday the 11th at about 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So I just picked this up. There's one card down that I did not pick up. So we have Judgment and we have the King. Ooh, wow. Okay. Let's start there. I'll leave that there. So recap, go back to March 21st and take a look at what was going on. That was definitely the COVID-19, time period where everyone was like going out rushing to buy toilet paper and freaking out. So something around that time is very likely going to come up as a sort of bookend energy reading, and maybe even an energy update to something that may have been going on for you at that time. Okay. So we'll see. That's the minutes recap. And where's my agenda here? Oh, into the President's Report. Oh, thank you so much. I am so grateful that at this time that I have you guys, that I went out and built this community and built the safe place. I'm happy that it's working. I'm happy that there's other people like me and like you guys, and we can all find each other on the internet. I love it. I really, really love it, because at a time like this, it's there for me. Doing this work is there for me. So I'm grateful that we're all here. I'm just happy. And I've said that before. It didn't need to take anything happening for me to feel grateful. And so I'm just re-expressing that, how good it feels to have you guys and to be here for you guys and to be valued this way. So thank you. Thank you guys. Into the Astrology Report. So this week, the tarot spread's going to be on this March 21st thing. Thursday, I'm going to talk about it more tomorrow, but Thursday is when Jupiter retrogrades. Jupiter will retrograde at 27 degrees Capricorn. And later in the week, and it's still, you can even feel it now, like for Wednesday, the sun trining Jupiter, the sun trining Pluto. So it's like all this stuff that Pluto's bringing up to the surface of your conscious awareness is empowering you to be able to maneuver your life and make changes, structural changes, Capricorn, that will benefit you in the long term. So Saturn retrograde, let's take a look back at our structures and the structures of our life that we're living in. So we're obviously doing that on a global scale, and personally, everything's getting shifted. Everything is shifting. Everything is the energies. And now the retrogrades happen, like half these planets are retrograde like half the year anyway. So it's the outer planet retrograde energy is more generational, and it does still affect us on the individual level, especially if you have connections to your outer planets with your personal planets or the luminaries. I'm digressing a little bit. I don't have Astrology 101. Let me find the date. I'm sorry, guys. For those of you interested in like the one-off classes or just to like peek your toe into the waters of learning about all this stuff, Astrology 101 will take place Wednesday, May 20th at 3:30 p.m. So feel free to get your ticket there. Those of you in the Patreon tier where that is included in that monthly pledge, you guys are already going to be there. Okay. And then while I'm here, let me just finish these other class dates. So for Practical Magic, that will be May 14th, and it's supposed to be at 2 o'clock. But because of what's going on in my life and with Gia, I traveled to be with her and really show up for her so that she could have a transition that is worthy of her life, that is worthy of her service, that is worthy of... Thank you. She's channeling a download that is worthy of her majesty. That's the download. She downloaded this message to me, feminine majesty. So I will be traveling for like most of the day on Thursday. So what I'm going to do very likely is pre-record Practical Magic Level 1 and then send it out to you guys, so that you have it, and so that we don't miss schedules and that we keep it all together. So those of you who, you'll know who you are if you're expecting that, okay? And then Tarot Talk is May 28th at 2 o'clock, and that is still on schedule to be a live webinar where we go through the Wheel of Fortune. So that'll be fun. That'll be really fun. I love tarot. I love all this stuff. I would be doing all of this anyway, so I love that I put so much into this community and building this all up this past year, because I would be doing it anyway. So it's great that I can share it with you guys. So thank you once again for being here. Okay. Whew. Okay. So for the psychic report, we have two things. We have March 21st and we have feminine majesty. It doesn't have to be feminine. It could just be majesty, something majestic, but that's what you got. That's what the download is feminine majesty. So we'll see how that comes out for you guys. All right, let's head into it. So to start off, we do have an overall energy, the King of Wands with the Judgment. This is about taking an action that you're going to be proud of. This is about, I really feel like this is doing right by yourself, that this is doing right by your... I hear idealism, because fire signs can be very idealistic, very, very motivated to take action according to not just what they want or what they desire, but according to like what they feel should be correct, what they feel should be done right, what they feel is the right thing to do. I mean, think about it. Leos lead with their hearts. Leos will jump into something, you jump into the drama and really stand up for that little guy. Think of an Aries who is passionate about pioneering and like starting that beautiful burst of energy. Think of Sagittarius, which is super idealistic, all about philosophy and the higher realm of those big questions like why are we here and what are we doing here and all that stuff. So that's what it really feels like. So you definitely don't have to be a fire sign. This could also be someone around you, but this has to do with being able to take the actions that are in alignment with your purpose, that are in alignment with your beliefs, that are in alignment with your philosophy, your morality, your ethics, with this Judgment energy. And around March 21st, mid-March, March the month, I mean, there's a lot of people where their true colors were coming out, or who they really are. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're really this or you're really that. And, you know, put a lot of people, speaking of the Wheel of Fortune, put a lot of people in very precarious positions to deal with this shadow version of the people they love or the person they love. So we do have Wheel of Fortune. Came out with the Six of Pentacles and the Strength. That's fascinating. I'm actually feeling like someone has to mature. I'm getting a Saturn moon aspect. I don't know if this is natal in you or someone you're dealing with, or if this is by transit, that the transiting moon is hitting their Saturn, or even this Scorpio full moon or the Taurus new moon, or even transiting Saturn affecting someone's moon sign. There's some moon Saturn connection here, because I'm feeling this feeling of having to grow up quick. Having to skip an adolescence, having to skip a juvenile energy, like not even, or shorten juvenile energy is actually what I'm getting with this. So that's what we've got. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, Strength, and Six of Pentacles. It's like someone has to show up as a King of Wands. Someone has to just do it. Just do it. There's another card here. It is Four of Swords. Interesting. That's what it feels like. It feels like someone is contemplating a very big move, a big action. This could have to do with any big, far-reaching, long-lasting changes in your life, or someone that you're connecting to, contemplating it. I'm not a Sagittarius, but I just thought this was a very lovely, lovely mug. Okay. And what they're contemplating is changing their whole life, changing a part of their whole life. Could be moving in a whole different place or situation, or, but I feel like it does have to do with reaching out to someone. I feel like either this person or you has this intuition that once they start this connection, once they start this relationship, once they reach out, that it will not only change their life forever for the positive, but that they themselves will be ending some sort of, and I'm getting an emotional maturation. It's like, I can't be a kid anymore. I can't have certain attitudes anymore. I can't behave a certain way anymore. I can't, and it's like, you or this person's ready for it. Really ready for it. They need their time. They just need to become comfortable with this, and that's where the strength comes in. The strength comes in because this person they're growing into this King of Wands energy that is confidence. Look how confident this dude looks. Like it's interesting that he's leaning back, because in a lot of tarot depictions he's leaning forward. He's like, I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to like boom, but this one, he's leaning back. That's really confident, where it's like, he doesn't have to posture. He doesn't have to, display anything. It's like, I will move when I am good and ready. And when I do, it's going to be an explosion. It's going to be a firecracker. It's kind of what I'm getting. So I feel like this right here is a calm before that big explosion, because the Four of Swords is either a rest after a big activity, after a big trauma, after a big something that was really using up a lot of your energy, or it is gearing up for expending your energy or investing your energy, gearing up for a huge, like I'm saying, a big move, a big, like a life move. It doesn't have to be you're moving house or home, you can be, but it's some sort of big move in life, like just in life. And for some of you, it is a relationship that you are gearing up for, or someone is gearing up for this relationship with you. So let's keep going. And then we'll check in and zoom in on this Wheel of Fortune. Tell me what else. She's showing me the date, the March 21st date. This person could have regretted how they acted or what they did or didn't do around that time. That's so true for some of you. For some of you, it's very tied into that specific date or that week or just the month of March at that time. This is a very specific download, so it's very specific. And it's like they've had a lot of time since then to think about it and really meditate on it. And then moving forward, they're going to, they're actually humbled by the incorrect action that they took, or by not taking action, because not taking action, not making a decision is making a decision. That's so funny. She just gave me pink Majesty. I think she's really trying to say that it's very, very clearly feminine Majesty. So, okay, let's go with them. I just do what I'm told here. You guys know that. Okay, so I feel like this pause, since the end of March, since that time, has given you or this person a lot of reflection time to think about a major choice that they made or you made at that moment. And I feel like they regret it. You or they regret it. Someone regrets it, because I feel like with the Strength and the King of Wands that someone has to eat it. I feel like someone has to really eat their pride a little bit in order to reach out, in order to cultivate the generosity of spirit. That's what the Six of Pentacles is. I know it's money, it's pentacles, but it's really about the energy of being generous. So for those people that don't have that don't cultivate that in themselves, you're like that if you kind of resent it in other people. If you see someone else giving to someone, or you see someone else teaching someone something, or you see someone else supporting someone else, or you resent it, you really it bothers you. That's how you know if you have any of that shadow within yourself. And remember, guys, there's no judgments here, okay? Everyone's got, a lot of us have issues to work through, and things that we're growing out of, so we can spiritually evolve. That's like the whole point. So don't self-judge yourself if that is you, if you do resonate with that, because it's not really you. It's not how you were intending to be here, and how you wanted to spend your incarnation here is going around feeling that way about things and people. So I don't really think that's anyone watching, but just in case. And just for you guys to also have some compassion for this person or anyone else that is like that you're getting that bad vibe from, just recognize it for what it is, and then just let them do their thing, and you go and do your thing. Because I feel like this person needed, I'm feeling that Moon Saturn again, where it's more for this situation, it's not narcissistic. Narcissists are like that, where they don't believe anyone that's kind or generous or nice, because they have an inability to be that way themselves. So they just look at you like you're faking it better than they are. I had my own experience with a real legit narcissist. I had a whole cognitive dissonance in my own self about that. So I know that it's a very big difference between what that is and what this is. This is just an immaturity. This is only a little itty bitty a tweak. This can be tweaked in someone with some awareness and conscious effort, and oh, I don't want to be like that. Okay, cool. It's just an ego. It's a little bit of an ego thing. Where they're looking back at their decision and they're like, that's not who I am. Remember what I said about the fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. That is so well-meaning and idealistic. So when this person, you or this person, does realize that about yourself, that there was some judgment call you made that was not the correct judgment call, that was not in alignment with your ideals and values and who you see yourself as, you will correct it. Your person will correct this. It'll be difficult, because I said it's going to be a little bit of an emotional maturation process and overcoming a little bit of their own ego, their own shadow self. And, when you choose ego over love, you have nothing. You have no relationship with anything or anyone else except your own ego, because that's all you're ever interacting with. So even if you think you have friends, you think you have family, you think you have this and business partners and that, it's not real, because you're not really reaching them. You're not really relating to them. You're not really interacting with them. You're only responding and interacting with their entanglement with your ego and how they're responding to your entitlement or respect or whatever it is. And so it's not like a true relational. It's not like a true friendship. It's not true support. And I feel that with this. I feel like someone, oh, thank you. That's where the pink Majesty is coming in, is like someone's getting into this like feminine, they could be receiving some grace. Let's just keep going. It happened again. I picked up the deck and feminine grace. Look at that. Feminine grace right there. I picked up the deck and there's one card down. So let's do it again. This is, whoa. King of Swords, and we got two people. King of, damn. Wow. This is a very powerful combination of energies. The King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and then both the Sun and the Star card, okay? Let's get into this. This is going to be good. So, for some of you where you're actually exchanging energy with someone, or you're energetically sort of tuned into another person, and because of the world right now, you may not be talking to this person, you may not be physically seeing this person, but there's some sort of energy exchange between you two, as is being picked up here. It feels like this person who is growing, who is maturing, who is, I feel like, doing the majority of this work here. This is really, I feel like, one side of the connection. This is the side of the person who made the judgment call that is not letting them go. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you make a decision and you move forward, you move on, and you don't think you move on from it, that's one thing. But you make a judgment call, you make a decision, and something like bothers you about it, or you keep thinking about it, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what starts this kind of energy, where you go into a deeper meditation, deeper thinking, praying, doing tarot spreads on it, something like that. Then that allows this realization, this epiphany to come to the surface about what you need to do in order to balance the situation. And more than just balancing the situation, balance yourself about your judgment call on this. That person here, okay? I feel like that's more this person's masculine energy, because of that ego and having to sort of conquer that juvenile ego that wants to be just moving forward and kind of forget about it and reduce its importance so that their bad judgment call is minimized. They're going to get over that. They're getting the strength to pick themselves up in a real masculine way. And this could be female, male, gender, doesn't matter here. This is the energy. So I feel like they're picking themselves up to be a respectable person to themselves. It matters how this person feels about themselves or how you feel about yourself. So it's not even really about the connection. It's really this interaction is happening, this energy exchange or this energy response is happening to mature this person. And here's what I love about this down here is what this right here is telling me is that you can idealize, you can actually imagine like the very best potentiality of this connection with this Queen of Cups person, and it could be real. It could be successful with the Sun card. So you are encouraged to dream the highest vision that you possibly can for this connection. Because it's like this wheel of fortune. It's not just you turning the situation around or this person turning the situation around. It's the potentiality of the chemistry between these two sources of energy, you and this other person. You are more representative of this majestic feminine, feminine majestic, the pink majestic that she channeled to me, where you are more, or if this is within yourself, if this is all just like your masculine and your feminine kind of coming together and your feminine helping to mature your masculine to kind of rise up to meet that feminine majesty within you, then you can really like align your energies and marshal your energies to go forward and really achieve the high idealism, the high hopes and wishes that you set out for yourself. Wishing upon a star and bringing it into physical reality, manifesting it for yourself. If this is you and the other person, this person, the ego is maturing, the ego is growing up. However, by the time they meet you, you're going to get the King of Swords version of them. You're going to get someone who is, they're still going to be reserved as far as talking about how they feel. The King of Swords is a person who is sort of, they don't really want an emotional connection with you. They don't really want to, it could scare them, it could freak them out, it could make them very uncomfortable. They could even, I'm feeling some of you, and I feel this is kind of Scorpio or like actually water sign energy, where they will feel like an over display of emotion is you pushing them. So like if you were like to cry in front of them, they would really reject that because they would feel like you're trying to emotionally manipulate the situation. A little bit untrusting, you know, where they will interpret that as like a push to them when, you know, she's upright. The Queen of Cups is upright, so it's not an emotionally manipulative thing. And I'm not saying that anyone's going to cry in front of anyone. It's just an example. I just feel like when they do come back, they will say what's really important and very necessary. And I feel like this Queen of Cups is the perfect listener. I feel like by the time, if this is your person, by the time they come back, you're going to be the one who just holds space for them and listens to what they have to say. And that in itself promotes trust. That in itself, without judgment, without expectation, without projecting onto them, without, like, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to like go back in the past and like question them about their decisions. All you do is just listen. You just really actively listen, not for a response that you're going to give them. You don't listen planning what you're going to say. You don't listen with all this other stuff going on. You listen to what they're saying. And that will go so far with King of Swords version of them. That will go so far with them to feel understood, because that's what they want. They're overcoming this maturation. They're overcoming this ego thing, but what they show you, what they bring to you is a very well-spoken, well put together, almost like a presentation is what she's showing me. It's almost like I'm getting like they're planning, they're strategizing exactly what they're going to say to you. They're strategizing exactly, getting a spin. That was funny how she did that. What's that called? Spin. It's like, it's almost like PR control. It's like spin control. It's like, okay, they want to organize all the information and organize what happened, why they took this, and they want to control the way the information is presented to you. Yes, it's a little bit of covering their ego a little bit, but it's more so to make sure that everything is really clear and really well understood. And when you show that you just accept that, when you just receive the message without any other stuff, you know, added onto that, that's real Queen of Cups. That's real connection there. So I actually like this combination because I feel like this King of Swords will be well received. I feel like it will even promote more idealism and more excited energy for the future and what you two can manifest together. Like, it's very moving forward energy. So Queen of Cups is not like resentful or like emotionally holding on to that decision in the past and whatnot. She has the emotional maturity, he or she has this emotional maturity to see what's really between the words, because she reads between the lines. She feels you. She feels everything. She feels the truth. So it's like she'll let the King of Swords say what they got to say. She knows the truth. She knows that they're being honest and forthright and direct, and also strategic, and also she just understands. She's very understanding. And I feel like both these individuals are established people. Like, they're established in their personalities. They know who they are. Maybe they have their own little businesses, or they work, they have their own little careers, they have their own constituencies, or their own kingdoms, their own respective kingdoms, their different elements. One is cups, the whole suit of cups. One's the swords, all the swords. So there's like a respect there. They're even, they're equals. And I feel like they really show each other that. The king of, and see how they're different worlds, but they can actually work very well together and get each other, being from different kingdoms. The King of Swords is able to appreciate the understanding of the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is able to appreciate the honesty and the clear communication of the King of Swords. So I feel like there's trust there. The King of Swords will trust the Queen of Cups that she's not going to push for more emotion, or she's not going to push for anything he doesn't want to give. And I feel like the Queen of Cups trusts that the King of Swords will always be forthright and honest with her, and that he's not going to push her to give more emotionally than she can, that he won't push her to overextend herself and, you know, be the mom to this person, and you know what I'm saying. So I feel like they're actually an interesting little match here, and I feel like this could be love, this could be business, this could be friendship, this could be anything where someone didn't show up this way in the past because of an ego issue. And I'm telling you, it's a very little thing. It's like, this person, you or this person's working on it, and it's like reflecting. For some of you it is from March, but for some of you it's just in the past. It's just what happened in the past between you two. So that person, whoever the ego one is, and it could even be Queen of Cups that had the ego issue, you know what I'm saying? So whoever that is, they are currently in this energy check, working up this strength and working up this courage to overcome their own shadow, to cultivate that generosity of spirit so that they can actually manifest the wheel turning for them. Because I'm not picking up that anyone is really stuck. I'm picking up that someone wants to move beyond this personal issue, this personal thing, and they know that it's tied up in this energy exchange with this other person. And I feel like you both know that you can actually make dreams come true here and be really happy. So for those of you where this is a love situation, let's go ahead and clarify. Or not clarify, but what's the advice here? Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Deception at the bottom of the deck. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. That's the ego. Remember what I say all the time. Love is the only truth. If it's not love, it's not real. And when you choose ego over love, you're not relating with anyone else. You're only relating with your own ego. And everything is my ego getting satisfied. In this conversation, is my ego being pleased. And every interaction is my ego feeling good right now. You're not, when I was talking about how you want, the Queen of Cups needs to listen, you want to, or even the Queen of, you want to listen to really hear what the other person's saying. And when you have ego issues, you can't possibly do that. That's right, I wanted to clarify. I want to clarify the Wheel of Fortune. I want to clarify this wheel. Look at strength at the bottom of the deck. Just real quick, because I'm just wanting to know. I just want to know what this Wheel of Fortune is. Tell me. Oh, beautiful. Boom. Another circular energy here. We have the World, and beneath this we have the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Three of Staves, Seven of Cups. So I feel like this is, wow, we have two kings and two queens here. This is definitely representative of this person's growth process, and and I'm actually getting that nobility of the spirit again. The Six of Pentacles with that Queen of Pentacles, that is so noble. That's a noble-hearted person. That is, that's just so noble. I love the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, it's very Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy, earthy energy. And this Page of Cups is that apology. I feel like someone's trying to figure out how to do it. It's part of what they're considering. I feel like they're going to decide against the Page of Cups approach because we have here the King of Swords. So I feel like the feeling is there. The feeling is there. But the way they convey it will be more mature, because the Page of Cups is still a very immature energy. I feel like this person is emotionally, there we go, emotionally immature. So they're working through that. And this Three of Staves is their, with the Seven of Cups, it's like, how do I bridge? How do I get there? But it's not, it could be physical distance for some of you, the world there, but it's more, how do I get to that place inside of myself? How do I get there? How do I sort out my own feelings, my own ego issues, and really get to my own pure emotion, my own purity, and really return to this generous, and really become this generous spirit, this generous, noble soul. And for that person, for you, this person, that is the cycle of completion there. And when that finishes, when you finish out that karma, this is Saturn stuff here, then boom, the wheel turns for you. Or you turn your own wheel here, and boom, you get the gift of this connection, and then boom, the chemistry that you two have, romantic, platonic, or otherwise, is this third entity that mushrooms into something really cool. Okay? That concludes our tarot report for today. And Arteagan Report, guys, after the new moon in Gemini, oh my God, May has been interesting. So thank you for your patience with that, guys. Correspondence, if you guys have any questions, if you need anything, anything at all, feel free to email me, thefirstarteagan@gmail.com. And that's about it for correspondence. Old business. I feel like I had something and I forgot it. New business. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm forgetting things, or I just don't have it like right at the ready. Sometimes it happens when I go right from like channeling into trying to do like, you know. Okay, that's it. We're adjourning the meeting. Thank you guys so much for attending today's meeting, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And until then, many, many, many blessings upon all of your heads. Bye.